Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey. We headed to the Abbey this morning. A few of us is gonna run out and help Mr. Head rotate his hive bodies and try to get that done pretty quick for him. I don't know how many hives he's got, but it shouldn't take but a couple hours if enough of us show up. And I think we got several coming. You'll even recognize some of them. All right, we'll be there in about 30 minutes, so we'll get back with you. We're gonna sneak up here by the honey house, see if we can find Mr. Ed. I hear some noise in the shed.
Hey, brother!
What's up, buddy? Long time no see.
What's up, man? Good to see you,
You
Joey.
too.
Look, I'm getting ready to throw in another batch.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I want to try to get this done before everybody got here this morning.
You need some help?
No, I'm just cleaning this up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this one started, and then I'm gonna go shoot the video of me with that. I'm gonna dump out some more wax. Look how much I've done already.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot. I'm hoping I'm gonna get. I thought with just the wax, I didn't account for the weight of honey that was in the wax. So I was saying maybe I'd get like 200 pounds of wax from all the wax that I had.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be somewhere between 120 and 150 pounds of it though. It's a lot. It really is. And I'm not done yet. I still got this is the last one that I've got to do. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Is that one right there?
Man, that smells good.
That's what's fermented honey. And this is
good.
It's not bad. So this is the bottom of it. And so when I dump it in here and then dump that out, the bees will be all over it. They'll be on this honey that's in it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been dumping it over there, letting the bees do it. And then I still gotta, this is all just the scrap stuff and then I'll have to render all this.
That's more like what my stuff looks like right here.
Look, Joey, I have been working on this wax rendering now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I had there you go, that's a good block. I had 5 buckets of wax, and then I had that drum and 2 more bags of it as well. So I had a lot of wax, but it was just cappings, and it was from 2 years, last year and this year. So it was a lot. So this is all going to be on my honey supers for this year. All of this wax that I'm doing right now will then be on my honey supers.
This building came in handy for you, didn't it?
What's that?
When you got this building, it came in handy for you.
Man, so now
Last time I was here, you was just getting this emptied out.
everything is back here now. Everything is back here, which is such a convenience.
Yeah.
Such a convenience.
Look at there. What's up? You on the phone? He wants us to pull around here. You'll see why part. Another YouTuber. How we doing?
I'm good. See, I got my camera too. Right here. This might be a copyright violation. I don't know. Look at him. He looks like
I need to call the sheriff's department. We need some security around here.
we need security. You look like Grizzly Adams.
Well, I am on the rough side, man. You know, living out here in the Abbey, man. It's rough, man. Living off in the woods, man.
He finally had to move out into the country.
Yeah.
This is the quietest it's ever been in here that I've seen or heard. It's a beautiful shop. Here comes the motley crew.
Hey, so you see our building is now finished. I'll show you that first.
I like that.
In the oil business, you always had safety meetings.
Charlie, I'm glad you got your rubber boots on today.
Well, of course, I always do.
So look, let me turn on this too. So we're gonna show you the renovation. You haven't seen it either, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wear this
Straighten your shoulders out. You got it all wrinkled. There you go. Now
You're good.
I'm gonna wear
Let me see
this
the
shirt to as a cue for us. I'm gonna do that.
You can see the wood shop and everything. Oh, there's the butler.
Yeah, that's a bad boy right there.
That's nice. I seen that video when you doing that. That's sweet.
Well, I only use it once a year, and I don't have room for it in the honey house. It's not that hard to move it. So when I need it, I just bring it down there. But for right now, because it just looks so bad.
You got a recliner in here.
Yeah.
No, I won't come visit. You're always working though. How can I come in here and visit?
Look, Mike. Look at my little plaque right there.
There you go.
And then, what's her name?
YouTube. Yeah, I know she made that.
Yeah, she
that
made
was
that.
nice. I did like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Look who just pulled up. Hey, if you can't get here in time, get here when you can.
He must have been paying. Is he paying $10 an hour? Is that why this many people showed up?
How you doing?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
They all in the honey house.
All of them?
Yep.
All right. So we'll suit up because I don't know how mean they're going to be with the overcast in the winter. Sometimes in the winter time, you'll think your bees are really, really mean, and they're not. It's not that they're mean, they just haven't been messed with in a long time. And you start breaking them open and doing things to them, they tend to get a little ornery. So that's kind of what we got to watch out. Another thing, if you're talking about starvation on them, is when your bees are all the way at the top, we want to watch when we're doing a rotation, see how light they are. If they've stored up, eaten up all that honey, the problem you'll have is, especially this time of year, she knows the days are longer. So she's going to begin to start laying. When she starts laying, she requires pollen, or the workers require pollen and honey. Well, a large hive will go through a lot of honey and pollen and bee bread when she first begins to get going. So when we hit March around here, we have stuff blooming, but say we get a week of rain, a few days of rain, and they can't go out and forage, a strong hive will starve. And you'll think, well, it's March, it's spring, they shouldn't be starving. Well, we don't have a ton coming in yet. We just have a little bit of privet, maybe some scatter privet starting to bloom, some wild mustard. Right now, red maples are blooming, so.
So if it's going to rain every 3 days, that's the time to feed them?
Well, in the spring, yeah. In the spring, you can go ahead and start feeding them, because that's when, down here, they say that a lot of the beekeepers in the south lose their bees. You don't a lot of times lose them to starvation in the winter time. You lose them at the end of winter when they really need to be building up. Because there was a beekeeper last year. He's actually a pretty famous guy. He was doing a YouTube or a Facebook Live, and he had his strongest hive. It was a week ago, was alive, and now it's dead. And what had happened was there was honey in it, but they just went through it so fast because she turned on the laying. Once it gets warm. So can you feed them at that point? Sure, because it's warm enough. What you don't want to do is feed them in the middle of the winter, because you're introducing more moisture into the hive. Plus it's ice cold in the mornings, and they're already dealing with moisture from the condensation. You're better off just emergency feeding them at that time with dry sugar, but that's a whole other subject. All right, so we'll go ahead and I'm gonna move this up so y'all can get up close. Right there. So y'all can come on, move on
Yeah,
in.
come get
We'll
close.
take a look at what we got. Oh, look at the beetles.
Beetles.
Plenty of beetles. So if I look at this hive, all right, so let's take a look at this hive since they're nice and calm. I hate beetles.
Got 50 on the front.
Yeah, it's magic. It's huge, man. If you come in here and look, what we have is we have a bunch of honey. See all the honey all the way across. You can feel the hive, it's getting heavy.
All right, I killed a bunch of them.
That's what you do. It's like that game they had at Chuck E. Cheese years ago.
Whack them all.
Whack
Like a beetle. They'll put those little trays in there with the
So-
oil in it. And they get them.
One thing, see, if they're doing fine, you just give them a little bit of smoke right now. I wouldn't smoke them a lot because what you don't want is to smoke them down. So let's use, now when he's talking about these tools, what we're gonna do with this tool, I'll show that in there. This hive is good and stuck together. This is what you're gonna run into.
So that's tool.
So
he
this
gave you,
tool-
okay.
Come around and look. We'll put it right in here like so. And what it's doing is it's mainly if you're by yourself. You can use two of them as well. Then I get the next one up, and now I've got it up a good ways. And all he's saying is you're just making sure that you don't have burr comb sticking the, see right there, I feel burr comb. And what happens sometimes, the burr comb is so strong in these hives, it pulls these things right up with it. And those all the bees are coming up. I'll put a little bit of smoke in here. Again, I don't want to run them in the bottom. So we can take our tool out. And who wants to lift it up and see how heavy it is? Who ain't felt one? Anybody? It's heavy. What we'll do, let's just stick this right here. Now this box, no handle, it's extremely light. There's nothing in this box. Let's take a quick peek at what's in here. Since we've got time, here's the burr comb we want to get up. I did a video just recently on this. Keep all of this stuff throughout your inspection days and make little balls. I had an entire grocery bag full of burr comb and made a nice patio wax out of it. There you go. And let's look at the bottom of this. Y'all come around and look at this. Kind of what we want to scrape off.
All that adds up over the season.
So you'd be surprised at how much comb you can melt down and get.
Mike, you want me to hold that camera for
Nah,
you over here?
I'm just gonna do some regular still positions. This hive isn't super populated. It's kind of small actually. This is gonna save you dividends, like he was saying. It's gonna pay dividends in the end, getting this stuff off. Queen cup, who knows when. They'll still stick it together, but it won't be as bad. That's So let's take a look over here like we were going to do a minute ago. So what do we have in here? It should be all empty. Without excepting the beetles. Yeah, you're going to have those. You can tell the hive's a little small because they're allowing so many roaches in there. Usually a roach will be pushed up and the ants will be pushed up. The beetles, they just live with them. So let's see what we got. See, there's still a little bit of honey in the bottom. That's not going to be a problem, but you notice everything's empty. There's nothing worth saving in there. This will all be And this is good looking comb. I mean, this is good comb she can move up in, and again, this is not that old.
Did you clean off that bottom thing?
I don't.
Okay.
Normally I wouldn't even get in here. I'm just doing it to show y'all.
Okay.
If I feel that box is that light, I know that there's nothing worth really keeping on the bottom. Now,
Yeah, he's basically just showing you what to expect, what it
Do you rotate the?
normally looks
Yeah,
like.
we're
If
gonna
you go
rotate.
through- No, if you go through them, do you rotate the frame?
No, not at
No.
all. See,
Very
again,
little here, right?
the bees are just traversing over this. They've got nectar in there. See that nectar? That's telling you there's something out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times what they're getting nectar from this time of year is they're getting nectar from the wild mustard. We'll put one more.
Normally we'd already had this one rotated
Right,
and
this will
gone.
be done. See more nectar? So what they're doing is they're beginning to backfill this nest a little bit because the top is pretty heavy.
Would you also be looking for the queen?
Yeah, most definitely. She normally wouldn't be down here just because they're traversing this and they're just guarding this little bit of nectar. But like Joey said, we would already have this done. Now, here's the what Jeff teaches at the bee meetings is if this box were still full and very heavy, and the top one was just all honey, and there were a lot of bees down here right now, and you know, with a little bit of brood mate, we wouldn't rotate it. And that was a question that was asked in there. Is there's no need to rotate them because they haven't even moved up yet. But 90% of the time they've moved up.
See this little ball of bees right here?
That's a good example.
Right here? If you needed to find your queen, you could probably
That's where
find her
she
on
is.
those 3 frames right there somewhere.
Good point. Good point. And they're not mean. They're actually really nice.
Yeah.
So, like he said, we would have been done by now. Now, if you want to feel, you got no handles on this box, but you can feel there's a little bit of honey in the right hand corner.
Oh, yeah, huh?
But see, it's very light compared to the other.
Look at the beetles, y'all.
Grab each side of it. See how light it is? You feel the honey over here.
Right.
So, and there's a lot of bees.
A lot of beetles.
So what I do
I could
with my
sit
box,
here and do this for 30 minutes.
anything to keep you happy, huh? So basically, you do exactly what he said. You rotate the box. We're gonna kill these beetles
So
first.
if you
Yeah,
open
but
up
they-
the box and you have that many beetles, would you do what we're doing is trying to kill them?
That's,
I would.
That's pretty bad, but actually the bees have them where they want them. They have them pushed down on the bottom and up to the top.
We just released them.
Yeah, well we did. Broke them out of jail.
I tell people that about getting them in the summer times. I always tell people, you know, if you're comfortable where they're at and you don't have to be in them, don't get in them because what you're going to do is let the beetles run free.
I knew that I wasn't going to take that. I don't look at them.
Yeah. You can
All
tell
right.
by the front a lot of times.
I'm gonna dump this.
All right. Yeah. All right. All right, so to rotate the box, so go ahead and put that one down. This is the one we took off the top. Go ahead and put it down in there.
Who wants to do it?
Somebody.
There you handles on that.
Lower
Yeah, there's
up,
handles
the
on that.
heavier?
Yeah.
And I'm going to get this up?
Yep.
It's heavy.
It's
now.
heavy.
Okay.
Probably looking at 60 pounds.
All right.
So how about the bees?
There you go. You're all right.
They'll have to learn to get out of the way.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Don't ever
Do you ever do that? Like I kind of like.
I try to, but I don't always do it.
When,
All
when
right.
you got a load in your hands, it's hard to do.
Go ahead and grab the top one there. It's got no handles. You're going to grab it underneath.
Mr. Carpenter knows. handle
Watch. Now
box.
she's going to ease it on.
Oh,
Now slide it back over. Over top of the
We actually could have smoked them a little bit.
No. Guys, you're going to squish these. It is good if you, especially when you're working a lot of hives, you're going to squish these sometimes.
I know.
But
But I go.
try, you try your best not to. It just happens. But there you go. So where's the lid at? That's it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which way the inner cover goes.
Well, whichever way.
Because
You
if
have
you're
it.
gonna feed,
At this point,
It's got a shim each side.
yeah, it's got. Now some of them are the ones that are flat on the bottom and got the shim on the top. Those, yeah, those ones got the whole. Some have the whole.
There's a cameraman at work.
That's it.
You almost want to keep that up. For ventilation. And that is it. Honestly, that is all you got to do. You can take.
I can assure you, it's gonna count. It's gonna count. I'm just sitting there and I just told you to shoot a fly in there.
I done caught 4 swarms since we've been here.
So it's always advisable when you work in bees, the back is where you
This one been done yet, Mike?
We haven't been over there yet.
We're about to rotate this one.
All right, who's next? Now, what you want to do is kind of look over your pocket. You know it's going to be heavy. Kind of take an idea. Take a look around. I like to put one and he does it too.
Put some like fuzzy tablecloth up in my just with it texture forward, but
You got your you got that tool he gave us?
I didn't. Yeah, I did.
Basically, we're looking at the beginning.
Actually, I don't. I guess my daughter.
This one's not stuck. You want to move it? You want me to?
I can't use my shoulder.
Oh, okay.
I'm back to this video. My wife is filming. She's picking up on it.
That one's heavy.
I marked it down. By the end of the season, I'll have a work back. All the capping back from my lip balm, candles, all that stuff. That stuff, hey, that's gold.
You never saw that one where you
This one has to be. Didn't have many beetles on the bottom of it, did it?
Like the both of them.
That was laying there.
His wife had 2 years in, but I don't know if it was oil in it or not. I found they were too messy. I just cut up strips of signboard and put them in and they localize them in.
Interesting.
This is the top one.
Yeah, that's right.
This one felt pretty heavy, but when I picked that one up, I knew it was the heaviest. All right.
Wonder where he got these pieces of polyethylene.
They made them right here at the Abbey.
No, I know where he bought it.
I don't know.
Oh, had somebody donate it.
Another one down. No, I'm actually in Pine, Louisiana.
I thought you're right on the state line.
Right on the line.
I thought you were in Mississippi.
You say you found your tool?
No, I didn't. I thought I had it. It's a strap I used to keep this bottle.
When you don't have that tool, if it's not stuck, see how I just twisted that and moved it
I
sideways?
steer it. Yeah, I'd rotate, spin it. Yeah.
This one's really heavy.
But it's light. It's light.
That one's heavier.
Yeah, it's light. You can
This
close
one.
out. Yeah, but don't clean it off real quick. But since you got the bees where you want them, just throw a little smoke to them, go ahead and clean them, and you'll be good to go. What you're doing is, if it's
Let's see how this one feels. It's light.
that's why we're doing it. It's not gonna burn. Our weather down here is gonna allow them to be able to move through. They don't cluster so much.
Jump it over at the other one.
That's good.
So why does Jeff have different instruments? Because Jeff does cutouts, and he's learned from cutouts in his
Look how clean that bottom is.
He says he's never seen anything just like regular beehives in the house. So he just makes holes, makes a clean bottom, makes 2 holes. Eventually all of it will be like that. That's what he tells me.
This sucker weighs 60 pounds.
And you can't get your feet under your hips.
Yeah.
With the bushes, I can't believe they let these things go up.
Mike Berry. If you Google Mike Berry bees on Google.
Okay, I said I had just watched your one from last year on rotating
Right.
the day before.
Didn't think you could tell me, but I have a picture. Look, got 2.
Poppers.
I think everybody bought an extra. All right, go ahead and pop out a little, look to the side. And yeah, he's got a couple. It's pretty light, huh?
I'm not afraid of bugs, but slime out is horrible to look at.
All right. Another one down.
And they probably bottom boards too.
All right, let's do that one on top. It's got a little weight to it too. It's got something in it.
Oh, you didn't clean the bottom.
Yeah, you did.
Now, like I was saying, I don't think this cluster is too deep down in here because you can feel the bottom is really light, so it's probably that far down. But normally you could just leave those if they're further down. I would leave them alone. This we need to clean off. That's full of honey.
Ooh, you got some cleaning to do.
There ain't any bees in here, dude. That was somebody robbing.
Yeah,
There ain't any bees in there. You just saw them top.
they're gone.
Okay, so what would you do in this case?
Well, Jeff wants to let them robbed out. You could take that honey and freeze it, or you could take that honey and if you had a light hive, you could move those honey frames to a light hive. Other than that, it's done. Clean it out. What you would want to do is like Joey on his video said,
There's much honey in there.
get them in here, get in here now and get these wax frames out before the wax moths get them once it warms up.
Right.
Don't let it get to the middle of March before you decide to do anything with it. Expect to get it out now. Once it warms up, the moths start coming out.
Well,
It's over.
Okay.
They start laying eggs.
Another one bites the dust.
look at the day. Asthmatic.
Yeah, there it is. It probably hasn't been cleaned in 2 years. It's got a whole size of a pencil in it trying to push smoke out.
Well, no, I did clean this out. I shot some video on the tar plug I pulled out of that thing. That thing was like about that big. So, Randy, you want to help me lift this off? I'm going to set it on here. This one's heavy.
Go, check the bottom. There we go.
Yeah,
Hold on,
Frank.
I thought I
Yeah,
broke
I got it. Hold on. I got it.
Gotta stir it up good.
Yeah, thought that made him unhappy.
A little bit.
Remember, he says never work from the front.
Yeah, that's what I put. Yeah, the other person up there. You gotta be crazy to be in that front.
All this elastic's wore out in his jacket too. I'll figure that out shortly.
You have to wear the Joseph Ross belt of safety, man.
There you go.
Yeah,
Black
hold on,
belt.
Yeah.
Since I put them in here. Gentlemen, just lift it up. So it's still a cluster. So we're okay.
You wanna rotate on?
No, no. There's nothing up here.
The advantage of the glass is that
Yes.
Share this video with your friends, family, anybody just enjoys watching bees. There's that thing. I might, and I do bees. I don't have any one time. There you go, God bless you. Take care.
Hey, let's check the little beekeeping shed. See what my crew got done today. Ooh, it's dark in here. Look at there. Sheet rock on the ceiling. Good job. Oh yeah. I come in here the other day. I don't even think I videoed this. But I got my panel all hooked up. Got it hooked up to the meter pan. Just waiting on the power company to come bring juice to it. I'll have a few more circuits put in there before it's over with. But right now, this is just our basic receptacles and lights. Look there. You done come out and put my ground rod down for me. Bless his heart. Save me the trouble.